How do people describe you? How are people describing you? People describe you as someone who's very grateful. You're the kind of person who's constantly giving thanks for the things in your life, the people, the experiences, the opportunities. You're full of gratitude. I feel like you're the kind of person who would enjoy keeping a gratitude journal, just writing down things that they're grateful for all the time, so you can remind yourself that there's plenty in this life to be grateful for, like just to be happy about, to know that you have food to eat, to know that you have clothes to wear, to know you have a home, to know that you have access to clean water, to know that you have access to Wi-Fi. All of these things are blessings. And I feel like you're very connected to just what you're grateful for in this life. And being grateful for things attracts more things to be grateful for, because when you feel grateful, you'll have other opportunities come up for you to feel grateful as well. People also describe you as resilient. You're the kind of person who keeps going. I feel like you're the kind of person who sticks to, you have this stick-to-itiveness. You have you embody a passion to ride it out, even when it's tough, even when it's difficult, even when it may hurt. You keep the vision, you hold the vision, and you continue to walk towards it. You know that this life has pain, but it doesn't need to have suffering. You don't need to constantly be suffering for what you want, but there are growing pains that you come into contact with. And so does everybody as they move forward and they move onwards and they move up in life. There's new devils, new levels, new devils, basically. And I feel like you're the kind of person who works through all of these levels with not only grace and compassion for yourself, but also resilience. And people are noticing this about you, and this is how they're describing you. They also describe your energy as calming, and they also see you as a winner. You're the kind of energy that exudes, I'm gonna get what I want, and I'm gonna sit calmly and pretty while I'm working towards it. I feel like you don't really have a lot of crash out moments, even if you feel like you really want to crash out. I feel like, and to anyone who doesn't know crash out just means have an explosion, have a temper tantrum, get into, physical altercations. Just I feel like you're the kind of person who doesn't fight with their fists. You fight with your wit, your intelligence, and your discipline. You are known to be a winner because no matter what you do, you're always growing, you're always improving. And you do so with a demeanor that is not very I feel like the demeanor that you do it with is not, I want to say in control, but I feel like you're in control of the things you can control, and then you release the things that you cannot control. You're very much in control of your actions, but you're not so much in control of the outcome. So you just take action with intention without expectations of how it's going to work out, but just knowing that it will work out as it should. You're also being known for integration. So this is like your ability to combine things and tie things together. I feel like you're the kind of person who's really good at systems, like you know how to create systems that work for you, that are conducive to your mental well-being, systems that take the pressure off of you to think as much, make as many decisions, because it's just like you know what you're supposed to be doing next, or you have an intuitive nudge to do something next based on the system that you have set up for yourself. And people are describing this integration of systems and well-being and awareness into your life as helpful for you on your journey. And they see a lot of success and prosperity due to the systems that you've integrated into your life. People also think that you have a large influence. People describe you as being an influential person. You're probably the kind of person who can shift the vibe when you walk into a room. You're the kind of person who people see doing something and they wonder how you're doing it. They wonder what clothes you're wearing, what shoes you're wearing, what scent you have on. They wonder about your skincare, your hair care, who does your nails. You're the kind of person who people want to know what you have going on, because it just seems like you have so much going on for yourself that they can't help but wonder how you're able to do it all. As you know that you do it all with patience and grace and understanding and acceptance, that you have your good days and your bad days, or not even good and bad, like your on days, your off days. Because to be on all the time can be exhausting, and you're the kind of person who really values rest and rejuvenation. I feel like you have a really great balance of the two. You're the kind of person who does not ignore their body when it's telling them to rest. Like, your body's getting ill or sick, and you take this as a sign to slow down and get the rest that you need, and press the pause button so that you can self-regulate and heal yourself from within. I feel like you're the kind of person who really takes care of those who are sick. Like, you're the kind of person who, when you're sick or when a loved one is sick, you would be making them tea. You would make sure that they had tissues. You would tell them to rest. You would bring them some soup. Like, you're the kind of person who really, I feel like you're a nurturer. You're somebody who's really great at nurturing, and I feel like this is definitely like a parental energy. Someone who would be really great with kids or great with animals. And people would also describe you as electric. Your energy is like a shock. I feel like you shock people often just because of the way that you show up in the world. You show up as you are, regardless of how people interpret you to be or expect you to be. And this is because you are an authentic person. You're someone who's genuine, and you show up regardless of your mood. You still show up, and you don't pretend to be in any mood that you're not in. You just come as you are. And this is also really respected by people because they notice that you don't have to fake who you're being for people to want to be around you. People just gravitate to you naturally because you're being who you are. And this really eliminates the fake people who surround you, because if they can't handle who you are at your ups and downs, then they're just gonna slowly fade away into oblivion. because they're not going to want to be around you when you're experiencing different emotions, and this will be a turnoff for them if they don't like you for you and your full range of expression. People also describe you as divine. You are a divine being. You're somebody who's ethereal, like out of this world kind of energy. It's like alien-like, and people are loving this though. They love the difference that you bring. It's kind of like it's outcast, but it's also popular. So it's like a paradox. It's like you have the popular influence in you, but then you also have the alien outcast who's shy, standing in the corner. And I feel like this creates a very unique kind of self-expression that people don't see that often, and it makes you very much one of a kind of energy. And people notice this, and they talk about you being divine because divinity is like the encompassing of all expressions, and they see this within you, and that's why they describe you as such. And they also describe you as someone who can transmute energy. You're the kind of person who turns negatives into positives. Some people would call this optimists. I feel like you're a very realistic person, but also you're optimistic as well. Like, you don't ignore the facts and logic of a situation, but you can be delusionally sure it's all working out for you, regardless of how it looks in the moment. And I feel like that's making people very, excited. People are very excited about the way that you're able to transmute energy like that, because they see this as a very skillful attribute to have. I feel like you're somebody who has a lot of skill in alchemy. And yeah, people are taking note of that. They're also taking note of the way that you shine in a room. Like, you're a very bright light. They describe you as somebody who is like the center of attention. I feel like you have a main character energy to you that just makes people turn when you enter into a space. People can feel your energy, and it's very, very potent. And I feel like there are some people who are not used to feeling energy. They can be scared or overwhelmed or feel like uncomfortable in your presence, because your energy is so strong, so powerful, so all-encompassing. And I don't feel like you use your energy for stealing the spotlight from anyone. I feel like you sit in your own power, and you expect others to do the same as well. And you don't discount anybody else's power and ability due to knowing your own worth and your own abilities. You actually advocate for others who seem to be working on their power, finding their self-power. And people feel like this is very admirable. They feel like you lift as you climb. You're the kind of person who just continues to go upwards, and you want to see other people rise with you. People also describe you as having unlimited potential. They can see how tapped in you are. You have access to the unlimited source of energy powering all things, and because of this, your potential is infinite. And I feel like not only do you recognize this potential in you, but you also take action towards fulfilling your own potential. You're the kind of person who works towards what they want to achieve, and people can see this ambition and this dedication within you, and they see big things coming for you. They see amazing things on the horizon for you because you deserve it with all the time and effort that you put in to working on your craft and becoming the best version of you possible.